We're good. Sorry.
No, you're good. We are live. Hello and welcome to Talk Shop. I'm one of your hosts, Reka.
I'm your other host, Jordan.
And we are joined today by a very special guest, Lauren Brickman.
Hello, everybody.
Oh my God. Lauren, we're so excited to have you. We're fans. For those who watched Caitlin Bitzakai's episode, Lauren and Caitlin co-host a podcast together. And
sure do.
It's great.
It's awesome. And Lauren, you've done I feel like everything performance-wise that a person could do, you've done.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's true. I was once hired to dress up as a milkmaid and hand deliver invitations to a gala. So I have done it all.
That specifically is what I was referring to. So that's perfect that you knew what I meant.
Well, yeah, I mean, as your former roommate on tour for a wide variety of high class theatrical events.
Yes, Lauren and I have toured together doing children's theater. We also toured together doing this thing where we basically we go to camps and then Lauren and I would pretend to be like children campers that would have a myriad of different issues or quirks or whatever, and then the 20-year-old counselors would have to deal with me and Lauren pretending to be children.
Aww.
Yeah. It's really, really sweet.
That's so
really sweet.
That's true.
Welcome, Lauren. We're so pumped to have you. Are you a wow, I was gonna say, are you talk?
Well,
I'm
a huge Talk Show fan, but before being a Talk Show fan, I am an original Talk Show fan. I was watching it from the very beginning.
This was the zone in which you were most paying attention to it, right?
Yeah, this was one of my favorite seasons. Those first couple of seasons were definitely heavy favorites for me. And I remember too, I think the very first season or maybe two, I was still living at home. I was still in high school. And I remember my dad constantly being like, I don't understand why I watch this each week. I can't eat the food. And he couldn't understand why he was obsessed with the show, even though he couldn't taste the food.
And it's made with love.
Yeah. But I remember him yelling at the TV, why do I like this?
Yeah.
That's so funny to just essentially be asking the TV why you can't taste the food. He knows why he likes it, but he's more curious about why he's not able to eat it.
Yeah.
Please, Lauren, please.
Yeah.
The TV.
But I blame Top Chef for why for many years I was more focused on making meals look good than taste good.
I mastered that. Again, I simply must mention that famously, I was told that my brand is taking bad pictures of food. And I do think that is incredibly funny because I do have a couple bad pictures of food. Okay. But the others are definitely not intentionally bad pictures of food.
Yes, that's Reka. You have to highlight the fact that someone was like, Reka, I think it's so funny that your thing is that you take ugly pictures of food. And she was like, what? And they were like, yeah, how you ironically take pictures of food, but they're super ugly. And Reka was like, haha, yeah. But Reka's not doing that.
Yeah, I wasn't intending to do that. So ultimately, yes, Lauren.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Before we dive into this lovely episode, season 5, episode 4, couple orders of business. You guys know, come on, we're a food charity based live stream, okay? And this season is just like last season in that we are doing a big fundraiser for the season 5 finale. So you guys just stay tuned for that. We're hoping it's going to be bigger and better than the last one, if that's even possible. Auctions and raffles galore. Just freaking get ready. And remember all the fun prizes we had. People are loving it. I'm cherishing the story Jordan told last week about the person who received the photo of the banana that I signed, and they didn't know what they were entering a contest for before they won it. And the banana picture was disgusting. And so they flipped it around to face the wall. I think that's nice. And that's the kind of spirit we like to bring here at Talk Chef. So we're hoping to raise money at the end of this season, just like we did last season. That's the first order of business. The second order of business is something we didn't tell you, Lauren.
Sorry, Lauren.
Which is that just like every episode of Top Chef has a quick fire, so does every episode of Talk Chef. It is not cooking based. It is all Lauren preference based. And it is 10 questions that you have 45 seconds to answer. So that's the fastest quick fire in Top Chef history.
Okay.
Now, classic Lauren Brickman attitude. I know you're thinking, fuck this. I'm going to half-ass this. Then maybe I'll take a nap right now. This fucking sucks. Reka sucks. Jordan sucks. This show sucks. I get it. But in case it incentivizes you, there's some prizes at stake. One of them is the deed to the Terlato wine vineyard.
Ever heard of it?
Yeah, it's on my vision board.
Okay, that's incredible because most people don't know what it is because it is a wine company that I think only exists for Top Chef.
Yeah.
In that I remember in a specific episode, they have like a quick fire line of wines that is coming to me. They were the sponsor for Top Chef from like season 6 to like 170. And you can't like order their wine anywhere. The people who've had it said it's bad. So you win a deed to that vineyard that's located in like the fucking Bermuda Triangle. And the smallest glass you get is like 17,000 gallons or something.
This is absolutely thrilling for me. I once did extensive research for a game I thought Caitlin and I were going to play about booze that appears to only exist in the realm of like TV. We haven't played the game,
Very
but it's reminding me that I need to now get back to making that work in an episode.
That's such a thing. That's like what's her name's tequila brand on Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Like,
well, that's what started it all because we went and we saw Sonia Morgan's live show and she was passing out her brand of booze and it inspired a deep dive.
Wow. Yeah, I'm trying to think what other ones are there.
I feel like a lot of the housewives have their own brands. The only one that is real is the skinny girl, which is Bethany Frankel's. But other than that, I know like, yeah, what's her name from Real Housewives has Vita Tequila, which I had never heard of.
It's not real. Lisa Barlow, that's not real, Lisa. Come on.
Yeah, that's not a real alcohol.
You should come up with a Top Chef alcohol.
Yeah, there's got to be more. I don't remember. I'd have to go look for my notes, but I know there's more. But as soon as you said the name, I was like, oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
That's beautiful. This episode is now sponsored by Gugu's Tequila. Gugu's Tequila is a tequila you can only get on Talk Chef.
Wait, what's it called? Boohoo?
Gugu
Tequila. I love that, Reka. Gugu Tequila. All right, well, that's our new sponsor.
I love it. I love it.
I think we can self-actualize it one day.
I hope we could get a tequila brand on board that's okay with renaming themselves something cool. Okay, so that's
tequila, yeah.
That's the you can win. The other prize you can win is your own versatile suite of broken GE appliances, just like you see on the show, just like you see on Top Chef. You'll see get an oven that doesn't get up to temperature, a fryer that doesn't get up to temperature, a mandolin that slices your hand off. Whatever you want, it's yours.
I don't currently have an oven in my apartment, so I can really use one.
Okay, we're gonna get into that.
Yeah, we're gonna get into why there's no oven. Do you have a microwave?
I do. I live in a studio, so in New York. These are the things we give up.
Is it like a bachelor kitchen where it like?
It's like a half fridge. I have a full stove, but there's no oven.
What's going on underneath it?
Underneath the stove is where it's where my cabinets are.
So is it like a like a Bunsen burner type situation?
No, it's like a real stove. There's just no oven underneath it.
I get it. It's like imagine a kitchen that has an island.
Yes, it's very much as if I had an island.
It's so funny to ask what's going on downstairs.
Yeah, when you have your stove, what's going on downstairs? Does the carpet match the roof?
Yeah.
Is there another stove down there?
Is there another stove? How many stoves are we rocking linearly?
Incredible. So Lauren, are you ready for your 45-second quick fire?
Oh yeah, I'm so ready.
I will start the timer after Jordan finishes asking question 1.
Okay.
All right. Which place is worse, actual hell or the Union Square Whole Foods?
Union Square Whole Foods.
Are you a breakfast person?
Yes.
Is Rocco DiSpirito really Italian?
No.
Should judges put their personal preferences aside when judging?
Yes.
Nothing makes me happier than tools. Do you agree?
He is a tool.
Is flirting while you're in a relationship cheating?
No.
Is Kathy Lee too much or just enough?
Never too much.
Which Real Housewife should be on Top Chef?
Heather Gay.
Best Top Chef contestant ever?
Carla? Maybe?
How hot
I
are
don't know.
Jordan and Reka?
The hottest people I've ever met in my entire life.
Absolutely
Oh
incredible.
my God, this is
Absolutely
insane.
incredible.
You're having a streak of people that are crushing this in 30, 35 seconds-ish. Before, people were floundering, to be honest.
I'll say this. I think Lauren, if Lauren, you hadn't thought about your favorite contestant, I don't mean this in a rude way. I mean, this is
I think you would have had the fastest time of
I
all
think you would
time.
have had the fastest time.
It's hard for me because I rewatched tonight's episode and I hadn't seen it in years. So I had in my head prior to today a different answer, but then rewatching the episode, I was like, no, I really love Carla's journey and who she's become, the evolution of Carla.
Fucking incredible.
So who was your other answer then?
Okay, well, it was kind of I don't know. I go
scared.
back and forth about this because I'm always like, is my favorite contestant like the people I actually think like are the best chefs and deserve to be there, or like people that just create entertaining TV, you know?
Sure.
Mhm.
And I go back and forth, but I like my guy Harold though. I always come back to. There's something about him. He's
We
hard.
like Harold.
We're Team Harold. Harold was a guest on our show. He's
Oh, like, you know, sometimes but I'm like, is he my favorite because he's like the best, or is he my favorite because I've always had a little bit of a crush on him? I don't know. You know, like when we say favorite, like what is the measuring stick we're ruling this by? So that's where I get confused. But I think Carla to me has just done the Top Chef journey so smart. You know, where she started to where she came, like, come on, what a journey.
Yes.
just Christine pointed this out in the chat, loving people who can be happy for other people. That is such a skill to have in any
It really is
competitive as the food industry and honestly the industry we're in too. Like it is always so refreshing to be around people who can just genuinely be happy. And she seems like such an inspirational force.
And she just seems to like enjoy, she just has fun. And I'm like, and I think that's the other thing that I like had forgotten about her. I'm like, oh no, she just like since day one has always been having fun. And the older I get, the more I'm like, I just like people that want to have fun. Like, can we not take it so seriously?
Yes, I agree with that. And I also like people that feel connected to food. There are some people that to me feel like they like being a chef.
Yes.
But they don't necessarily feel connected to food in a joyful way. And I think that feels to me like a missed opportunity.
I feel that a little bit about a couple of people on this season. Like, I'm like, sometimes Jeff just feel, the way he is in this season feels like, well, I made the most amount of things. You're like, okay, well,
Yeah.
Leah is, it's like somebody put a gun to her head to be there.
Jamie,
Totally.
I feel that way about Jamie. I feel that way about Stefan. I don't really feel like I don't feel a connection to food.
He only feels connected when he talks about like Finnish food.
Yes.
Which is fine to have one particular love, but it is like, you're like competing with really upper echelon people. Like, I don't know. To answer your dad's question, why am I watching this even though I can't eat the food? It's because people are connected to the food and that reverberates through the screen. And but
totally.
If bonds and you're like, this show sucks.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah. There's so many good ones though. Like, there's just been so many incredible contestants on this show. And in this season 5 alone, there's so many. Like, I forgot how in love with Fabio I was.
He's a very sweet, interesting man.
He's grown on me. I did not like him, to be honest, when I watched this season when it was on TV, I found him annoying, and I found him I disliked Stefan so much, and the fact that he associated with Stefan, that is hard for me, because I am a very big believer in, like, you're not responsible for what is done by everyone that you're friends with, but if you find yourself consistently being friends with people who are assholes, I'm like,
I think the
that's not you.
thing that made me like Fabio and like not necessarily like can judge him for his relationship with Stefan was that like I feel like he just didn't take Stefan seriously. Like I feel like he just was like, okay, moving on. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't like I feel like people like Stefan need people like Fabio, like, or else they just become
who like don't question them or they don't negate or condone.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, but my God, there's so many winners.
Yeah,
There's a lot of goodies. Let's dive into this quick fire.
please.
To make a breakfast amuse-bouche. An amuse-bouche being like a one bite kind of thing to awaken the palate.
In theory, but many of them apparently don't understand that.
Most of them made what I would say are open face sandwiches.
Yeah.
That's annoying to me.
Which is interesting. Jamie kind of out the gate presents us with a story of how she does not enjoy breakfast. Breakfast is not good. She does not like it. She eats things that aren't for breakfast. And I go,
Which so is when I was younger, I thought that was one of the most relatable things I'd ever heard because as a kid, I hated breakfast. Like I was a kid who my mom would sometimes just to get calories in me would be like, you can have ice cream because I hated breakfast foods.
wow, I am the opposite.
Now I am.
My brother used to sing the song Material Girl, but change it to Cereal Girl about me because I ate so much cereal.
Wow, that's wild. I still hate cereal, which is a huge point of contention with me and a lot of people. I don't like cereal. To me, it tastes just like kind of dry little pieces of paper in a bowl that you put a bunch of milk on. I've always been, ever since I was a child, like, you know, like a leftover pad thai.
Oh my God, yeah.
For breakfast or whatever. I did used to absolutely pound to the dome those Carnations instant breakfast.
Yes. Oh my God. Yes.
Milk.
Yes.
I literally sometimes would fall asleep being like, oh, I can't wait to taste the instant breakfast in the morning. Like I was addicted.
Yeah. No, before Carnation Instant Breakfast was around in like the early 90s when my parents were doing Slim Fast, I developed a real taste for vanilla Slim Fast, but my parents like make mine with whole milk so that they weren't like diet, but I loved it. And then when I discovered Carnation Instant Breakfast, I was like, yes, that's what I've been looking for. Truly. Jordan, you're speaking. No wonder I liked you so much.
Wow.
It's the instant breakfast connection.
I eat breakfast for every meal. I love breakfast so much.
Now I'm with you. As I've gotten older, the older I get, the more I like it. And now I'll have avocado toast any time of day.
Now, Amy has asked me what my favorite cereal is. And I love this question. I actually have not bought cereal in like 5 to 10 years or something because I can't. I will just eat it all. It does nothing. It doesn't make me more full. It doesn't help me. It is pure nothing, and I will eat all of it. It's a useless purchase for me. But it is so bad. Huh?
That makes me sad though. I feel like I feel like we should have a cereal birthday party for you this year or something.
Here's the other thing. It makes me crash. My like energy crashes because at College Humor, the only thing they have is cereal. And sometimes if I'd like forget my lunch, I would eat it. I'm like, cool. I feel like absolute shit. That's another thing. It also makes me feel like shit.
Okay.
And that ultimately is a pain. Okay, so here are my favorite cereals.
Okay.
I think Cracklin' Oat Bran fucking slaps. And I know that someone's going to come at me hard and be like, that sounds like old person food. And guess what? I don't fucking care. I like anything that makes me shit. And I think it's incredible. I think Reese's Puffs are incredible. I fucking love chocolate and peanut butter. I think fucking Honey Bunches of Oats with almonds. Absolutely. Honey Bunches of Oats, just honey roasted. Yes. I love some Golden Grams. I love some Cinnamon Toast Crunch. I love My God, Cocoa Puffs, yum, cuckoo. I will have plain Rice Krispies if I can pour chocolate milk in it instead of regular milk. My friend taught me that in elementary school, and she was cool. God, what other cereals do I like? You know, I don't think there's a single cereal I won't eat except Grape Nuts.
I'm not I'm somewhere in between the two of you. Like in my home, it's pretty safe to assume you will either find Honey Bunches of Oats or some kind of like peanut butter flavored cereal. I will have one box of cereal and it'll be one of those two.
Yes.
I will eat the marshmallows out of a Lucky Charms. I would put I put a whole packet of Hello Panda cookies in a bowl, put milk on them. I'd eat that like cereal.
Anything can be cereal in that way.
In that way, yeah.
Yes.
I can't stop thinking about Rika, you saying cuckoo. I don't know why that's I do think maybe that is the funniest thing.
Talking about cereal, can I just say the most disappointing moment of this quickfire challenge is the fact that the thing that sounded the most delicious to me, they said was bad.
That's hard.
Daniel's cornflake battered zucchini powders.
I thought that sounded good too.
I haven't stopped thinking about how badly I want to eat that, but it makes me so mad that apparently it wasn't good.
I will say, you can tell there's just a world within the sentence where Rocco DiSpirito goes, I mean, when you have something as sweet as cornflakes, I was like, cornflakes, I used to hate cornflakes as a kid. We never bought it. I thought it tasted like shit. But then now that I've traveled in various bad hotels with my father, and that's like one of the options, the only options in the morning, I've grown to, I like the taste. It's not my favorite. I'll never go for it. I don't like flakes. Generally, they get really soggy too fast. Like I don't like Frosted Flakes for that reason. Sorry. But to call cornflakes, it's like, they're really sweet. I'm like, shut up.
It was a wild thing to say. I moved around, but I grew up mostly in Oklahoma. So there's a lot of dishes that you can put cornflakes in, it turns out.
Really?
Cornflake battered chicken, cornflake, like cookie, like there's so many things that cornflakes go inside of. So anyways, I just really wanted to eat. I wanted to jump through the screen, eat that dish, and punch Rocco because I'm sure it was delicious.
Yes, I think that's nice.
I think Rocco seems like a doofus, and maybe that's like wrong of me, but I've always kind of felt that way, and I do feel really validated when Fabio is like, he's not Italian. I'm like, that really makes me laugh.
I think that's really funny. I guess none of us want to get real with Rocco.
No.
Of the cookbook he gave
he's still again, okay? He's completely faded from my consciousness. Like, is he still around? Like, until I watched this episode, I had completely forgotten about how, in my mind, he was the villain of Top Chef.
Did he do a bad thing?
I think maybe he done do bad. Let me do a Google. Hold on.
Okay. I'll go through some of these quick fire dishes. And Lauren, just loose criteria. We give a thumbs up, thumbs down. What?
I'm so sorry. I Googled Rocco DiSpirito bad, and the first thing that comes up is, what in the world is wrong with Rocco DiSpirito's hair? A Reddit thread. I was like, okay, keep going. Sorry.
No, you're fine. The criteria is super loose. Like, do you think it sounds good? Do you think it sounds like a Top Chef dish? As a blanket statement, I think a lot of these didn't seem super Top Chefy. Some of them were like, I made a BLT, but whatever. Melissa made French toast with eggs, strawberries, and bacon.
Boring.
It's like, I would eat that, but I don't think it's a Top Chef dish.
Yeah.
Stefan made huevos rancheros with salsa and cheese served in an eggshell.
I do not want to eat huevos rancheros from Stefan.
I think, again, I'm like, it's fine. I think there was a little too much emphasis placed on how cool it was to put it in an eggshell when it does seem like there's just a tool that does that.
Yeah.
And it's not like Stefan like cooked it that way. Radhika made a potato cake with a mini omelet on top and bacon and hollandaise on top. Potato cake is my daughter's name.
Yeah, and my daughter's name, who's good friends with Reka, is Hollandaise.
Yeah, and they have play dates together.
They play together perfectly.
Daniel Do they call him Danny or Daniel?
Danny.
I
Whatever.
call him Danny, but
He's gross. Okay. He made a cornmeal crusted zucchini blossom with mushroom, egg, potato, and bacon hash.
it sounded so good to me.
I don't like him as a person, but I would eat that.
Yeah.
Ariane made stuffed French toast with cream cheese, bacon, and a chili maple syrup. I would eat that.
That was great.
Jamie,
Sorry.
tell us.
I have a much like a certain person on this episode doesn't like watermelon because like stuffed French toast. Like, ooh, I get my tummy.
It might be a little like claggy is the word I'm thinking of.
I need cream cheese in small doses. I like cream cheese, but when it's like crammed in there.
I in a bagel, I like a lot of cream cheese, but they do put quite a bit on in a bagel in New York. But I can understand if in a piece of French toast,
Yeah,
it's like squirting out. Squirt. Okay, good.
That's one of the things I miss about New York, though, is that in LA, a schmear is schmear and not a scoop like it is in New York, and I miss it.
I don't mean to be a bitch. LA bagels are not good. Even the one place you think is good that everyone talks about is only okay to me.
Yeah.
No.
Okay, and it's $14. Okay.
Even me who I famously will always ask for my cream cheese on the side in New York because it gets scary sometimes. And even when I'm in LA, I'm like, are you kidding me with this scoop?
Yeah. I'll say this for anyone out there in LA trying to eat a bagel, Western Bagel, I think, has the best bagel. Very normal. It's a local chain. A lot of options. This is just you're thinking, oh, I got to wait 2 hours in a line to eat a bagel that's good in LA. You can just go to Western Bagel. You can call them. It's good.
I will say too, I had a friend who he was really frugal and totally good to be frugal. He like didn't need to be frugal. He was like doing fine financially. He would buy a bagel and they would put so much cream cheese on in New York. He would smear off half, save it for later, get a plain bagel the next day, put the half that he saved.
Do I know who this is?
No, I worked as an assistant editor with him. And he
got it. Okay. I was desperate to know because I do think that's a good idea.
Yes, he had a shoe phone too. Okay. Anyway, like his cell phone was in his shoe. Okay. So then Leah made bacon, quail egg, and cheese with grilled bread, spicy tomato sauce, and fried sage. Yum. Fabio made brioche with a bruleed banana and espresso cream. This sounds way too sweet to me.
Yeah.
I gotta give this. Yeah, I love espresso. I love coffee. This is just too sweet. Honestly, if I could have a breakfast that was like 30 little bites of varying savory and sweet kind of directions.
Okay.
I think if Fabio's had been truly one bite, I would be more appealed. It was just, it looked too big. It looked like it wasn't truly a bite to me.
I think all of them really suffered there.
Yeah.
Okay, then we got Jeff, who made twice baked potato with a crumb fresh butter and a yogurt sorbet with fruit. This feels soulless to me.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't want
it. He makes is sort of like, he has that vibe that's like, well, it's a little healthy. And you're like, no. And I like healthy food. I don't know. I don't like his vibe. We'll never know what Carla or Eugene made. So then on the bottom was Danny and Fabio. On the top was Stefan, Leah, and Jamie. Leah is the winner. And for her toils, she wins a beautiful copy of Rocco DiSpirito's thin book. Okay. So then for the elimination challenge.
I'm so sorry. Kendall is next to me and I accidentally just showed her a little bit. Sorry. Kendall is laughing out loud at Rega saying that dude has a shoe phone. Kendall like snorting and like trying so hard not to laugh. Okay, keep going. I'm so sorry.
Was it a shoe phone or a watch phone? I was his first call, which is fun.
Huge.
Okay. Elimination challenge. Do a 2.5 minute live TV practice presentation. They don't know yet what for, but it ends up being that the top 3 get to do this presentation on the Today Show. So the idea being that the recipe should be easy for home cooks, like what you would see on a daytime talk show or whatever. They will be judged on the presentation and the quality of the dish. So we get a lot of stuff. Yeah, go ahead. What are you gonna say?
I just want to say you could not have picked an episode that I was more excited about talking about.
As we were going over, I was like, oh, this is perfect for Lauren.
So many of my favorite things coming together. All right, Top Chef on daytime TV. Come on. But this was on rewatch though. There were some truly wild things said out loud during this whole debacle.
Tom says one of the wild things.
One of the wildest things in the history of the TV show that I had completely blacked out.
What was it?
We'll get to it.
Okay.
Maybe. Can you say it now?
We can save it.
Okay,
Maybe let Jordan stew on what Tom possibly said, but it truly shook me when he said it in a way that I was like, I can't believe I had forgotten this.
Yeah, I need to know. Let me just really quickly touch on what's wrong with Rocco DeSpirito.
Okay.
What's wrong with his hair is that he has a bad dye job. Is what this Reddit thread is telling me. Apparently he is just thought of to be like a jerk. I don't think he actually like did something potentially is like what I'm reading.
There are many judges on this show who have had to be like edited out or were later found to have done very bad things, and he's just simply a mean man.
Yes. Now he has stopped cooking. Apparently. He gained a bunch of weight and then was on this thing that was like a negative. He published a bunch of cookbooks, including the negative calorie diet, lose up to 10 pounds in 10 days with 10 all-you-can-eat foods.
So his brain broke.
Pray for him.
His brain broke.
Pray for him. This man is not well of body or mind, is what I'm hearing.
Well,
and then also, probably in a funny way, he has been caught in a fierce legal battle over what this article calls over his meatball making mom's estate. Because I guess his mom died, and he's caught in a legal battle over that stuff. I don't know if the meatballs are relevant, but I just to kind of track back and tell everyone about what's going on with Rocco DeSpirito. I hope he's okay. He seems like
okay. It doesn't seem like he's okay.
Google Mrs. DeSpirito's meatballs.
Yeah.
That sounds nice. Okay. So then for this elimination challenge, which I will say some of the chefs make a big stink about, but I think especially at this time, like before TikToks and like all this stuff, like social media where you could kind of set the terms of your own appearances and like presence online, like the challenge is a good idea. Like you do have to have the ability to like teach somebody something. And like some of them are like, I never want to be in front of a TV. And like, I completely get that. I feel like there are so many parallels to that in our field, like comedy. Yeah. You're like, I never want to do X, Y, and Z. It's like, you kind of have to eat a little shit sometimes.
Yeah.
It sucks. So yeah, I like the challenge. I get what they're saying when they're like, I just want to be in the back of the house. Like, so, but I think it's a cool idea, especially for the time that this came out.
Totally. It is interesting though. I think it was Fabio that makes the comment that like some of them were just like willfully not embracing the idea of trying to make food accessible.
Yeah.
Like the comment of like, you're using foods that we're not making this for each other. Like we're making this for our mom. My mom doesn't know that ingredient. And I thought that was so interesting about like the idea of like people gatekeeping food. Like they're trying to gatekeep, like they're mad that they don't want to reveal their secrets. And I was like, some of them looked real shitty in this.
Yes. And I think it to me, this was an interesting challenge too, because it was like, oh, this is one of those things where like, if your challenge is you are cooking for a country club ladies brunch, you're like, oh, I'm cooking for like kind of white moms or something, basically. This honestly was the equivalent demographic, especially Fabio's comment underlined that. It's like, my mom only cares about whatever's tuna. Yeah. Yes, I'm like, who maybe your mom. Very much like catering to like a middle America kind of whatever audience. Speaking of which, Ariane made a beefsteak tomato with watermelon and feta cheese and basil oil salad. Now, this sounds good. This is nothing to me. Like this is like hotel food.
Yes.
But
I will say in 2009, I wasn't used to seeing those flavors together on menus like I am now.
Yes.
Yeah. Sure. And she met the brief. Like she did something she could accomplish in the time, and that like people, you know, to your point, Lauren, probably like that are watching this for recipes are like, oh, that's interesting. I've never seen that before.
Yeah.
Like,
living in middle America
for sure. And I don't
that time. I didn't
sound like elitist of me, like they've probably never heard of it. Like I'm
stupid. No, yeah. I think in this brief, I thought she got the assignment.
I agree.
Yes. This was something too I was gonna say to Rika's point is that I think that people do a lot better job with it now, but I think it is hard to reach a balance of introducing new things to people in an approachable way while also not doing stuff that's so like out of left field or advanced or whatever that you alienate people. And I think it feels like a lot of these people have not, at this point in history, not arrived at that yet. They're like, well, we can't use hoisin sauce.
Yeah.
People will jump into the river. They won't know what that is. But I'm like, no, you can use an ingredient like that maybe not everyone has at home. People can go buy an ingredient. You just have to bring it like in an approachable and like kind way. And I think people don't, I don't know. I feel like you see that now in Top Chef, but at this point you didn't.
Yes, totally. I think that is where I struggle to like talk about, because I'm like, I don't want to talk down to like whatever the demo and audience for this is, but then also it is like, we'll get to Jeff's dish, but it's like, he used an ingredient I hadn't heard of, and
Yeah.
Okay. Alex made rose-infused creme brulee. Now, I think I'm going to go thumbs down because this is a bad idea for this challenge. I would try something like that. I think creme brulee is like pretty intimidating to me. And infusing it with rose is pretty intimidating, and you cannot accomplish it in the time given.
No.
Yes.
Jeff made a malfouf roll with shrimp and muhammara sauce. And I will just point out that his lower third said he worked at the Toledo Beach Club, and it really looked like it said dildo. I think this sounds great. I get that people are like, I don't have those ingredients or whatever. I think it sounds good, but I also know that he like works really fast. So
yeah,
I'll give it a thumbs up.
Yeah. Fabio made tuna with roasted carrots and an asparagus salad. Yeah, sounded it's like hotel food to me again.
I'm bored.
Yeah.
I'm bored, but like he did what he needed, but he did the job.
Now here's where Tom says something that I was like, I remember him saying this.
Oh, I had completely forgotten about this.
I don't even remember.
He just goes, it's nice. He kind of made fun of his accent to make people at home feel at ease. He made fun of his own accent. And I was like, that is the temperature of TV during that time.
Wait, remind me what contestant this was.
Fabio. So Fabio's like
fresh off the boat or something. He like said a joke about being a fob, like, which is a lot of immigrants.
Somebody asked him like, how long have you been here, or how long ago did you come over from Italy and whatever, and like while they're like discussing everyone's performance that day, Tom's like, great job, making us comfortable with the fact you're an immigrant, is basically what he said. It was like,
oh my god.
I might have been in the bathroom because I have literally zero recollection of this.
Absolutely fine. It was just like that is where like the eating shit thing goes into an area I don't like. It's like, okay, you shouldn't have to eat that much shit. I mean, like Fabio doesn't seem to care. But like, yeah, I would not want to have to make fun of myself. So I don't scare people at home, so they don't jump into the river.
That's what people do when they get scared.
In
my town, where I'm from, that's what people do.
Half people dead in the river.
Half people are dead. They jumped right into the river because they got confused.
Daniel made a ginger soy skirt steak with a cabbage salad. That sounds good to me. He like fucked up the demonstration, which is like part of the challenge. So I don't know. I also, he's a tough sell for me.
Daniel is someone who I'm never rooting for him, but like I do want to try all his dishes.
Yeah. I don't know how I feel about him. I think he's one of those people that's like, I make Asian flavors because he uses like soy sauce. And like, I'm sure, like a broken clock is right twice a day. I'm sure he
Yeah.
makes good stuff. But yeah, this sounds fine. He just set the kitchen on fire. Okay.
Yeah.
Stefan made minestrone soup. To me, honestly, I was like, that seems bad for this challenge.
Yeah.
A soup famously takes a long time.
Yeah.
I kind of was surprised they didn't give more anything to this. I'm surprised he accomplished it.
Yeah.
Hosea made crispy ahi tuna rolls with wasabi peas.
Sounds good.
Sure.
Yeah, it sounds good.
I like the idea of using the wasabi peas in a different way. Like that to me feels fun. Like take a thing that you might have in your house, but here's like a chefy thing you can do with it that's really easy.
Totally. That's 100% the kind of thing, because this aired my senior year of college, and then we totally got wasabi peas and we're like using them to crust things.
Yeah. For sure. I love wasabi peas. Melissa made blackened habanero shrimp. Now, let's talk.
Listen,
They came for her.
They really came for her. Tom spit it out. That's one of 2 times we've seen Tom spit something out.
Yeah.
I wanted to like it. It has it's spicy, it's shrimpy, it has all the things that everyone knows that I like, my things that I'm known for. But she's not good at this point in time.
Yes, I fully buy that she used way too much habanero. Like there's plenty of home chefs that like love a habanero and that use it. And would love to find like a cool recipe on one of these shows with it. It does look like she used far too much, and I am using past Melissa episodes as a guide and saying, yeah, she probably made it bad.
Yeah.
So I'm like, whatever.
Because was it Padma or Gail that says that like it almost burned their cheek off?
I know Padma was like, I love spicy food and I like can't really eat this. Yeah, and then Tom spit it in the trash. Carla made tortilla soup. It sounds great, but again, I'm like, a soup?
Yeah.
It takes so long. And so much of that would not be like entirely entertaining to watch, I feel like
Yeah, that's the thing, is like it's just not fun to watch.
Yeah. She did not finish also. Radhika made sweet shrimp and cucumber salad. That sounds good.
That's basically what I had for dinner.
Yeah.
Leah, with the jaws of life having to force her onto that stage, made duck breast with corn and blueberry hash, and she didn't finish and didn't seem to give a shit. Honestly, on charisma alone, I gotta give her a thumbs down.
No. Unfortunate. I would like her to come over and make me that meal though.
I love corn. I'll eat blueberries. I'll fuck with a duck. I've never had duck and I'm a vegetarian, but sure. Mm-hmm. That is the type, she could be making fucking my favorite dish on earth. With that kind of attitude, I'm like, I want to jump into the river. Just like, she has energy about her. On the bottom, we got Jamie, Leah, and Alex. On top, we get Ariane, Jeff, and Fabio, who get woken up at 2:30 in the morning to go on the Today Show to cook this stuff live, basically do their segment on, have their prepared food eaten by the hosts of the Today Show. Now,
and Jeff is such an asshole.
It's crazy. Yeah, go ahead.
I deeply dislike him, and I remember now that I had been kind of into him on the first 4 episodes, and then I was like, oh, he lost me in this moment when he was mocking the people he was cooking for and talking about how angry he was.
Who have unsophisticated palates. That's like, I was like, I'm like, I don't want to bridge that. I don't want to go into that zone with like talking about this, like, food stuff, because it's like everyone's palate is good. Like you like what you like. If they don't like your food, Jeff, I'm sorry. But then,
and I was just like, you're getting this incredible opportunity and you're angry about it.
Yes.
Get out of here.
He's very uppity. He's one of those people Jordan was talking about that I feel like is sort of like soulless with their cooking and like doesn't feel connected to it.
Yeah, he's one of those people that's he's but it's so weird because it's like everything is beneath him. I was like, why are you on the show then if you're so fucking great?
I feel like he already thinks he's a celebrity chef, and I'm like,
Yeah.
Everything's beneath him, and yet there are so many things he doesn't finish properly.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, no, this is a big turning point. So when Queen of the Universe, Kathy Lee, ends up spitting his food out on national television, it's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my entire life. And Kathy Lee's done a lot of beautiful things, but this is a true work of art.
yes, I will say I felt a little conflicted because watching them eat the food, you can tell that they are sort of like, well, this is kind of normal. Like I like this, and like blah 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 blah. And it is really hard. Arian's dish won, even though Meredith. So who didn't like? Well, someone was like, I hate watermelon. I'm like, that's like half of her dish.
yeah.
And they're like when Kathy Lee spit out the food, I was like, this is like the one dish that has sort of any origin that is not in the United States. So I'm a little conflicted, but
I did feel conflicted, except for the fact he was such an asshole. And I'm choosing to believe that Kathy Lee had a PA tell her that he was a dick. And it seems so over the top performative that I'm choosing to believe that this was a response to him being a dick.
there are 4 of them eating this stuff too. So.
Yeah, I'm also just like, there's no way it could have been that bad.
If it won, yeah, this whole scene was a conflict where like, I think I don't like anyone in this scene. I think I like Carla the most in this whole scene.
Oh, for sure. Absolute queen.
Yeah, because all the chefs that didn't get invited get to watch on TV, and like Carla's just like so excited for everyone. So Ariane wins. She wins. Again, we've talked about the inequities in the prizes that you win on this show. Someone one week will win $10,000 for a quick fire, and then another person will win an elimination challenge and they get like a fucking bottle of wine. So Ariane wins some cooking tools that Rocco picked. People have won like a trip to Italy.
Well, the thing that she did also get though is that she was going to get invited back to be on the show.
That's true.
And
you're totally right.
Especially at this point, like Instagram, that exposure is huge. And she did also point out, isn't she the one whose restaurant was like 30 minutes outside the city?
Yeah, so it made the most sense.
Yeah, so she was like, this is gonna have a direct impact on my business. So like, that was huge.
Yes, absolutely. Right. Absolutely. Beep, 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 boop. Oh, and then Alex was eliminated. Yeah. So what did we think of this episode?
I love it.
I liked this episode. I thought it was totally fine. I thought that, yeah, like I said, I think that the thing with Jeff's food felt crazy to me, but
yeah,
I hope it was that he's a douchebag.
I hope so too. I mean, yeah. I thought this challenge was cool. I think it's a cool idea to try to make a presentation out of how you cook, and that like is a little like tip of like be nice. Not even like you don't even have to like be like so charming, or you saw Daniel trying to like mug to the camera and they didn't really like it. It's like you don't have to do that, just be nice. I don't know. Yeah.
I think it was so fun to go back and watch because it's like 2009 doesn't sound like that long ago, but watching this I was like, oh my god, the world has changed. Like everything's different. Like it's such a weird little time. It's such a interesting time capsule of a very specific part of culture. And I was like, I don't know why this episode in particular, Caitlin has inspired me to go back and watch a couple of random episodes here and there. And of all of the older episodes I've rewatched, there's just that magic mashup of the Today Show and Top Chef really is something extra special.
In the last episode, or maybe one before, I believe Daniel is talking. They're going to get a special guest, the Foo Fighters.
Oh, right.
Before they find out, he's like, we're having a special guest. They say it's an important person. And so I think, who's the most powerful, strongest, best man in New York? Donald Trump. You're like, oh, what a time capsule.
Yep. The world is different now.
World is different and
I
bad.
wonder what he's doing right now.
Donald Trump?
You know what Donald Trump is doing? What do you guys think?
I keep wondering.
Okay, I'm looking to see what Danny is doing right now.
Yeah.
Danny Gagnon,
Okay.
I think. Or wait, no, maybe that's wrong.
I don't actually know his last name.
Hold on.
Wait,
Hold on.
but like, in the at the judges table though, one thing that I had forgotten was as kooky as it was it Leah? Is Leah, who was it that had their arms crossed? I'm trying to remember if it was Leah or
Jamie often does.
it was Jamie. Yes, it was Jamie. But Jamie's like so like, it's such like like the mentality. It made me laugh so hard because like I am a college teacher as my like day job hustle, and she reminds me of like every student ever who like after a performance you're trying to give them notes and they're like, I'm gonna prove to you already know what I did wrong, and it's like, cool, just like maybe soften a little bit. And here she was just so rigid and like so like, and they were trying to give her the feedback of like, hey, like this was like an on-camera challenge and like you looked mad during the challenge, and like
it's so tough because it's like those notes as like a woman, I understand what that sounds like. Jamie's personality is just particularly like, if something isn't what I want to do, then I kind of throw in the towel, and I only cook food when I know it's going to be good, and I won't try anything else. Like she just has that vibe about her, which
yeah, she's awful. Also, Richard got sent home last week, and this week she's like, yeah, I'm the last member of Team Rainbow, but I guess that means I'm the strongest member of Team Rainbow. I'm like, shut up. Like, no one's even talking to you. Also, I did find Daniel on LinkedIn.
okay.
He is a chef at what seems to be some kind of like country club with a bad website, if I'm not mistaken.
Yikes.
His About Me still says Top Chef Season 5 New York City, and that's it. And then also, you can like give people like recommendations on LinkedIn, which I didn't know, but I'm seeing that now. He's given a recommendation for a woman named Rebecca. It says she's a fisherman at what I'm assuming is some restaurant. It says Rebecca was a client of Daniel's in 2012. His recommendation of this woman, who I'm still not sure what his relationship to her is she is a great worker and fantastic fisherwoman. She's the best. She's hot and sexy to boot. So that is something. What?
What year was that recommendation written?
This morning.
Yeah.
Right, 30 minutes ago. I have no clue. It says that it says February 3rd, 2012, Rebecca was a client of Daniel's. So I don't know if he wrote that more recently or if that's when he wrote it, but that's just kind of like when I'm looking at what I'm seeing.
Yeah. One of those things where like when we watch, we hope, you know, for the viewers, we try to keep in mind that these episodes were a really long time ago. Maybe people change, yada yada.
Yeah.
And so when you just see something like that, we're like, oh, maybe they don't. Because that's exactly what I dislike about him on the show. He has that very bro-y, gross energy.
As so many of them do.
I'm on his Facebook now. I'm trying to find as much
Oh,
as
I'm trying to find something good there.
Yeah.
No, his Facebook is barren. I mean, he obviously hasn't like really done anything. The one thing that this page that I think is him has is that he's liked something called Bangers Long Island. They're throwing a sex on the beach party. And that's the only thing that's liked on the entire Facebook profile. Once again, I don't know if that's this man. It could not be. He is from the area that man is from, and it is his name. So I don't know, but that is what I'm seeing.
You know what? I'll take one for the team. I'll check out Bangers and I'll report back.
Yeah. Thank you, Lauren. You're the closest
the
geographic
Is
base.
it 60s or 10? That is just Incredible.
And people are saying things. Jason is saying that might be an abandoned LinkedIn profile.
Mhm.
Yeah, maybe it is, maybe it is. I'm not saying that any of these things reflect who this man is right now. This is just upon a Google search. This is all I can find.
Yeah.
Allegedly, what it is.
We have 3 data points.
The 3 data points.
You don't know
Rhiannon's making fun of me because I'm because they say that I'm straight up stalking a dude and judging him. But yes, okay, what's so wrong? If these are the things that he's putting out there, I don't love that, and it doesn't show a lot of growth, the growth that I had hoped he had.
And I hope none of either of those 2 things, the LinkedIn recommendation or the Bangers life.
I hope that woman isn't hot and sexy, and I hope he didn't go to the Bangers Sex on the Beach party, okay?
Or if he did, it was because it was something really noble and nice.
It's a charity that I didn't realize. Bangers is a charity
for adult film stars, it's something.
Yeah, Bangers is a charity to get drum kits for the children of adult film stars.
Oh no, he suggested somebody was mean to him because she was on her period. Come on.
Oh, on television. Yes.
I was like,
this was a separate thing you can find on the internet right now. I was like, that's very, yeah, I do. It is really funny to look up the unfamous contestants, I would say, because most of them are just like normal, but sometimes it's nice too to see like someone who's just like shockingly normal. They're like, I'm a chef in my hometown. And
I would love that season. Top Chef, shockingly normal, where like all of the former contestants who really haven't done a whole lot come back. Like that's the season I want to see.
I think though it would be an issue because those people are like, oh, I'm normal, I don't wish to be on TV. I'm normal and TV's bad, it makes people sick in the brain.
Okay, but you do something fun that I forgot is, do you remember in Top Chef when they go to Palm Springs and they do like the huge where they marry a bunch of gay people?
Oh yeah.
Richard make it sound like you are saying that people on Top Chef just find a bunch of gay people and marry them. Padma,
correct. That is 100% what happened.
That is the plot of my reality TV show that I keep trying to pitch, the Bravo's not in. But no, they went to Palm Springs and Padma Lakshmi like officiated a ceremony for a bunch of gay couples to either get married or renew their vows. And Art Smith and his husband renewed their vows as part of the ceremony. And then Art Smith was the judge. And then the contestants had to make all the food for it. It was on Top Chef California. But Richard from this season and his husband got married in that ceremony.
And you know who else was there? Wasn't Sandy Birdsong there?
Sandy Birdsong. Let us hear in the chat if you're a Sandy Bird singer.
Yeah, if you're a Sandy Bird singer, sound off. Sandy Birdsong from season 1 of Top Chef, just a true delight in every way. Right, season 1, not season 2 or 2.
I think season 1. We got to get her on the show. I got to try to contact her.
Wait. Yes. Wait, I'm a Sandy Bird
singer.
Yeah, I'm
Birdsong.
Sandy Birdsong.
When you're a bird song fan, you're a bird singer.
You're a bird singer.
Beautiful. Yeah. Warren, I'm getting word here from really? Oh, okay. Really? Oh, okay. Robert Producers just came in and told me to tell you, Lauren, that you're Top Chef.
Oh my God, I'm so excited. So excited.
A lot of people don't know this, Lauren, but there are 2 ways to become a top chef, and we will keep saying this until Bravo sues us. You could either be a contestant on the Bravo reality TV cooking competition Top Chef and win, or you could be a guest on the reality live stream YouTube TV show hosted by Rekha Shankar and Jordan Myrick, Talk Chef.
Either way, an Indian woman's going to tell you you are Top Chef.
Thank you so much for making literal dreams come true. I'm absolutely beside myself, and it is an honor that I don't take lightly. And I do feel that I've earned it, because I do feel like lately I've really been kind of crushing it, to be honest. And I saw someone in the chat asked what I would make, and I'm gonna
Yeah,
show
it's
you all a picture
please
really
tell
quick.
us, Lauren.
So I don't know if you guys can see it, but that is a picture of my, oh no, let me try it again. That's a picture of my my avocado toast recipe. And I think right now that is my I've sort of created my own version that I'm very proud of right now. It would either be that or some kind of latke fun thing, because I do also crush the latke game.
I love.
Ooh, okay, next month I will be reaching out to get a recipe, Lauren.
Yeah, the most important thing, Jordan, is you got to get the right ratio of onion in there.
Is that is the ratio a lot of
And
onion?
is that a challenge to Jordan?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people, I feel like a lot of people hold back and they get nervous about onion and they don't go hard enough.
You're in the wrong house. We're never nervous about onion.
Yeah.
And the other thing is,
there's not enough.
Yeah. You gotta do it hard. And you can't go too hard with the egg.
Okay. I love.
You want it to get crispy. If it's too thick, it's not gonna fry properly, and then you're gonna get them soggy. You know.
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, you gotta tell Rhiannon's right. You gotta tell your dad you're Top Chef now.
Oh, I absolutely will.
Yeah,
I absolutely will.
Tell him.
Thank you all so much.
Well, thank you so much, Lauren, for joining us, and
It was so much fun
for watching. Tune in next week as we chat about season 5, episode 5 of Top Chef.
Exciting.
Bye.
I watched because I couldn't stop.